Rachel Reeves, Britain's Chancellor of the Exchequer, may never have a better chance for bold changes than with her October 30th budget. With a clear mandate to fix public services, a strong parliamentary majority, and for months to devise a tax plan for growth, she ended up delivering a mix of eye-catching figures and limited reforms. Though she has taken steps to address Britain's struggling public services, underinvestment, and overly optimistic fiscal forecasts, her best opportunity for transformative reform has slipped by. The budget numbers were certainly bold. Reeves announced tax increases totaling £40 billion, $52 billion, just over 1% of GDP, primarily through higher employers' national insurance contributions and minor rises in inheritance and wealth taxes. Combined with an increase in borrowing of around £30 billion, this will fund a £70 billion boost in government spending, growing the state to levels not seen outside emergencies or war. Tax hikes to stabilize public finances and improve state services were inevitable. The Chancellor also took steps to break from the past in government investment. With one of the lowest public and private capital spending rates in the G7, about a third of the increased expenditure will go toward new infrastructure, a gamble that may be worth it, given the need to address Britain's poor investment record. However, much of the budget disappointed. Britain's mix of low taxes and high-cost welfare remains. Reeves chose European-style taxes and welfare spending, but left intact the quirks and inefficiencies of the British tax system. This structure incentivizes self-employment over regular employment and penalizes small businesses that expand. Reeves worsened these distortions by raising employers' national insurance rates while exempting more small businesses. Although she claims this doesn't raise taxes on working people, the Office for Budget Responsibility (OBR) notes that workers will ultimately bear the cost through higher prices and slower wage growth. A direct income tax hike would have been more transparent and efficient. Aside from national insurance, the budget focused on high earners. Reeves narrowed inheritance tax loopholes for small businesses and farmland owners and reduced private equity's carried interest tax break. While some of these changes make sense, they risk sending negative signals to mobile wealth holders for only minimal revenue gain. A broad-based tax is essential to fund European-scale welfare. Spending decisions also followed a familiar British pattern. The NHS received a £22.6 billion increase for 2 years, but other areas like education, transport, and defence received less, with other departments facing tight budgets. An unreformed NHS could absorb the extra funds without improving, while the rest of the public sector like struggling prisons and social care may continue to drag people down. Those rooting for the government's mission to spur growth and repair the British state, including this publication, hope the budget represents an initial commitment to public sector reform. Yet Reeves did little to inspire confidence. By avoiding tough decisions, whether failing to raise the fuel levy or skirting the commitment not to increase taxes on working people, she missed chances to initiate real change. Reforming the state demands challenging unions and vested interests, but the OBR doubts this budget will generate the growth required to sustain public services. With further massive tax hikes off the table, what other options remain?